Hey, it's Saturday morning, about 11:30. I think it's the last Saturday in May. And I'm told that these are helpful videos when I'm walking around my house and showing you how I live and the things that I do to be productive in here. So this is my backyard. I'm about ready to go in the pool. I woke up at 4 this morning and started doing podcasts for the Earning Freedom or Prison Professors podcast channel. And I'm really excited because I've finished so far the Earning Freedom book. I've been reading it as an ebook, and I'm making it available for free on the Prison Professors website. So you just have to click on podcast, and when you click on podcast, you will be able to. I'm going into the pool right now, so excuse me. I got this selfie stick right here as I step on this raft. There we go. I'm in the middle, and now I am on the raft, and there we go. So I wanted to say what I've been doing. So I finished the entire ebook or paperback book. It's already on an Amazon site. It's called Earning Freedom: Conquering a 45-Year Prison Sentence. And what it does is it tells the entire story of the time that I got into prison and the decisions that I made that really helped me along the way. I wrote that book just before I got out, so it is really providing in real time what influences helped me to change my mindset from what I went in. I was facing a sentence of life without the possibility of parole, and at the earliest stage of the journey, the only thing that I really wanted to do was to get out of prison. And so made a series of really bad decisions because I really didn't know how to define success at that time of my life. And but then it kind of shows what happened next after I was convicted. But before I was sentenced, I got inspired by somebody else. It was actually Socrates, and I tell this story in the book and how it shifted my mindset, helped me really understand and appreciate that I'm living by a really bad philosophy. And I've got to change that philosophy if I want to do better. And I really wanted to do better. So I started thinking about the people that I would meet in the future and what could I do to earn their trust and earn their respect and hopefully have them see me not as a guy who made a lot of really bad decisions when he was 20 years old, but instead somebody who transformed his life and began making better decisions. And that's really what got me going. And because I made that adjustment even before I got to prison, I was really on a pretty good mindset that I knew I had to be thinking about the people I would meet in the future, and that would include the employers, the people with whom I would do business. And I was just thinking, what could I do to earn their respect? Those kinds of questions, also known as Socratic questions, helped me architect or engineer a plan that would get me through. So it was a very intentional adjustment that had me focusing on getting an education, contributing to society in meaningful, measurable ways, and doing whatever I could to build a strong support network. So I in Earning Freedom, we really learned that story, and it's kind of an arc where you come into the system and you're really down and you're despondent, but then you find your way and you kind of recalibrate. You begin architecting this strategy and beginning the climb that will take you up to a life of meaning and purpose and relevance and contribution. And all of a sudden, you feel as though you're not really in prison anymore, but rather you're building your own ladder. You're architecting a strategy. And of course, that helps a person restore confidence, get stronger. And that's certainly what happened to me. And so that's what you kind of learn in Earning Freedom. But a lot of people don't have the time to read a book of that length. And it's about 140,000 words. So it's a 500-page paperback, which is really quite long. So I've been reading it since I think I began reading it at podcast episode number 110, and now I am already nearly finished. I think I have 2 or 3 more episodes to complete the podcast, but it will all be available for free to anybody who goes to Prison Professors and clicks on the tab above that's called podcast, and you'll see Earning Freedom. And then you can read it chapter by chapter or listen to it chapter by chapter while you're driving or while you're exercising or whatever. And the other nice thing about this investment of time is that I will be able to provide it to people in prison or jails who don't really have a good reading skill. And unfortunately, there are a lot of people in jail and prison that struggle with reading. And so this will give them, I hope, the inspiration to help them understand why they need to read And that's one of the ways that I try to make contributions to society. So it's been a productive morning where I recorded 2 or 3 this morning before 6 o'clock. And then at 6 o'clock, I continued my training with Ro Clausen of Strong Prison Wives, who was helping me develop this course called How to Teach People in Jail and Prisons How to Understand YouTube, or about YouTube, or something along those lines. And she is just giving me really amazing guidance that I'm going to be using in building the Prison Professor's YouTube channel. So it's been a very productive morning. And then I just got off of the treadmill where I had a rockin' 10-mile run where I was, first of all, listening to a course on digital marketing about ManyChat. And I generally listen for an hour of training, and then I tune into hardcore rock and roll music to get my pace going. So that's been my morning so far. I think it's about noon right now. I'm not sure. So after the run, I wanted to jump in the pool, or at least float here for a little while before I go back to work. So it's already noon. I've got 8 hours of work in, probably about another 4 or 5 hours. But that's the kind of commitment you've got to make if you're going to be an entrepreneur and be resilient and build a business from home. So super excited to be working with my wife, Carol, who is right here, and she hates to be on camera, but I'm super proud of her, so I like to put her on. So say hi, Carol. Okay, we'll be back soon with another YouTube and blog and all kinds of other stuff. Thanks.